So first of all, I'm feeling here, well, if you're dealing with a water sign for sure, the water sign is showing up in two people. So we have here the Knight of Cups as well as the King of Cups. Okay, so water signs, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. And this spread is a lot more about your emotional state, your feelings, as well as your love relationships. First of all, if you're dealing with a water sign, I definitely feel like there has been a period of waiting, okay? I feel almost like you're putting in a lot of the work in order to maintain this relationship, in order to juggle this relationship, maintaining the relationship, building this relationship, as well as working on the more public aspect of your life, your career, your finances, your public image, your reputation. So I feel like it has been kind of a hard process. And I'm also feeling like this person might not have understood all the work that you put in, okay? So I do see two people who are very, very career oriented. And if you have children, if you have a family, if you have, a solid relationship with this type of a person, I feel like you were worried about your work and your reputation and your finances. They have their own things that they're worried about, and it's also the same thing. And when two people are really, really busy, when two people are just very busy at work, it's really hard to make time to really enjoy each other's company. That's what I'm feeling. So I feel like, work, finances, career responsibilities really got in the way. And I feel like there might have been times where things were a little bit stressful between you and this person, okay? There might have been arguments. There might have been temper flare-ups. There might have also been situations that they start out very, very small and somehow they kind of escalate and get out of control. And what I'm feeling is there is a resolution coming into the picture here, possibly an apology coming through from this person, okay? Whereas they thought that you might not have appreciated them or might have taken them for granted, or you might not have felt, connected to them, or you might not have given them that emotional support or even just the emotional, might not have fed their emotional needs. I feel like they're coming around and they're starting to see all the things that you put into the relationship, all the things that you do that you don't really talk about. You just do things that needs to be done. You do things and you provide love and support in a very material, in a very straightforward, in a very tangible way. So what they were probably wanting from you was, the verbal affirmations, like, oh, you look really attractive today, or I really appreciate you taking care of the kids, or I really appreciate you, taking my car to the repair shop, or I really appreciate everything that you do. So I feel like they're looking for more of that verbal confirmation. But I feel like the way that you have behaved in the past, you do things for them. Okay, whatever you saw that needed to be done, you did it. And so you showed your love in a more tangible way, and they were expecting it more in a verbal way. But I feel like they're wisening up and they're coming around to a situation, and they are seeing a situation in more of like a totality type of a way. So they're growing, Knight of Cups to the King of Cups. Their emotional state is growing. They're looking at this situation in a more holistic manner. And I feel like, in the past, if there has been criticism, if they have been faulting you for things, now they're coming in and they're starting to see it in totality. And they're starting to see that, the Taurus person is really putting in the work and is really, trying. They're putting in the effort. I also see a situation where somebody is a little bit bored of the monotony in the relationship as well. Okay, is this going to stand the test of time? On the one hand, I feel like there might have been some major shakeups. Okay, we have the Tower here, and then we have as well the Hermit, which indicates to me there was some major reassessment, needing to look at a situation very thoroughly, needing to look at a situation to see, like, are we on the same page? There might have been some arguments regarding the give and take in this relationship. And I do feel this person feels a little bit neglected in the relationship. Okay. So you might have been off busy doing your own thing. They were doing their own thing too. But as the nature of a water sign is, they need a little bit more of that connection from you. They need a little bit more time together. They need a little bit more togetherness in order for them to feel connected to you. And without that, because, you know, things were really busy for you, I see a lot of catch-up work that you're doing. And because of that, you might not have been able to give them the time, the energy, or even in the way or in the amount of attention that they need. Okay, so you're not able to give them the proper attention that they needed. And I feel like these issues are being addressed or have been addressed. And I feel like, you know, two people are coming together trying to make amends, okay? On the other hand, I see as well an air sign. So this is an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. And I see Gemini energy coming through very strongly. We have here the Lovers. This is the card of Gemini. The Ace of Swords. I feel for many of you, and you could be single or you could be in a relationship, but I definitely feel there's somebody coming in that is speaking to you, communicating with you. And I feel that they're giving you, it's almost like something that is very tempting, a temptation coming through. And I feel like it's an air sign energy. And this person has a very childlike energy. And I feel like air signs, so Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, as well as a Leo energy as well. So this person has a very childlike, innocent, straightforward, you know, they don't really have a filter when they talk, not in a bad way. I just feel like they're very, very truthful, very honest with their feelings. They're not somebody that keeps scores. It's not like, you know, oh, you called me yesterday, so today I'm going to call you, or you didn't respond to my text yesterday, so I'm going to ghost you. I don't feel that they do that. I feel like they're very expressive when it comes to what they want. They're very truthful and very, very honest, and in a way very endearing and childlike. And you'd feel like you don't have to watch yourself when you're with this person. Like, you can trust this person. You know that they've got your best interests at heart. When they say something, you don't have to play the guessing game. You can take whatever they say at face value, which is, it runs counter to this water sign, where everything that they say might be a little bit more loaded, okay? It might be loaded with meanings, with ulterior motives, with, like, it's almost like this dance, like, I'm not really here to review all of my cards. You show me your cards and then I'll show you mine. So I feel like, you know, this communication is very, very straightforward. What you see is what you get. Whereas this communication here with this water sign is a little bit, it meanders. It's a little bit curvy. They might throw you curveballs. And what they say versus what they mean, sometimes these two things don't match up. So I definitely feel there is a juxtaposition in the ways in which you're dealing with two people, possibly, and the communication style is just very, very different. In other areas of your life, what I feel is, you know, once again, that whole image about things coming to fruition. There has been some major restructuring when it comes to work. So I don't know if some people, I don't know if there has been like a, not to sound dramatic, but some type of a reprisal, some type of an investigation, some type of a situation where somebody is being investigated, somebody's under performance review, somebody's behavior in the workplace might not have been appropriate, and so they're undergoing it's like walking around on eggshells. They might be on a performance plan and they might have to pass probation, or they might be on a performance plan pending re-examination of their performance. So I feel like somebody might have done things incorrectly or done things and now they're under review. So there's a situation that might have been quite stressful in the past coming through. And I almost feel like it kept you, I mean, I feel like you were aware of it. I don't feel it was happening to you. I feel like you were aware of it. And then I also feel like you don't want to have any part, you don't want to be a part of it. So you kept your nose to the grindstone, okay? You minded your own business. You took care of your things. You didn't spread your energy around trying to catch the latest gossip. But I feel like information comes to you regardless, because this seems like it's a big deal. And let me move the cards over so you can see. So this situation, whatever the internal investigation or whatever, whoever is being review or under review for their performance in the workplace or their conduct or their behavior, I feel like nonetheless you hear about it because, you know, it's a big deal. And so everyone is putting their best foot forward, trying to be on their best behavior. Things are unearthed and everyone feels like they have to, you know, obey, do things by the book, do things in a clear manner, be very above board, be very transparent in all of their activities. So everything is like accounted for and everything has to be done in a procedurally correct way. And then as a result of it, I'm sensing that, you know, you kept your nose to the grindstone. You minded your own business. You kept going and not getting distracted by the rumors and the gossip and everything that's happening around the work environment. And you got things done, whereas other people got distracted. And then they start doubting themselves. Like, is this the correct way or is this not the correct way? And I feel like they might have cut corners in the past. And so this is coming as a huge shock and a huge surprise for them. And now they feel like they need to step up their game and do things properly. Whereas I feel like many of you have done things properly from the very beginning, from the start. And then as a result of it, you've never had to worry, like, am I under investigation? Everything that you have done seems to me to have been above board. And so now you don't have to deal with the consequences, okay? Which is good. So I feel like, you know, this investigation, this internal restructuring, it needs to happen. So the process might have been a little bit discombobulating, a little bit destabilizing, but it needed to happen to clear away the riffraff, to clear away the weak links, to clear away the deadwood so that the organization can move forward with people who are better workers, or the organization can wean out elements that might have been problematic, or systems or procedures or policies that might not have been worthwhile to implement or pursue. So whatever happened, just know that better things are being rebuilt, okay? Whatever is not working, it's being closely scrutinized and examined. So if we know something's not working, we find solutions. And so whatever is rebuilt on top of it is going to be a lot better, okay? A lot more, I feel, successful, okay? So the Sun card underneath the Seven of Pentacles indicates to me hard work definitely paying off. For many of you, hard work is really, really paying off, okay? So I see many of you, like I mentioned before, that sunflower, it's got like a human face, it has eyes and it's really happy and it's tall. Like it's taller than all of the other plants in the garden. It's getting a lot of sunlight and it's really, really happy. So I feel many of you are bringing forth something that you have created, or being really, really, really proud of your accomplishments, mainly because you see physical, tangible results. I'm seeing many of you, if you have children, your children are like top of their class. I'm seeing as well, you know, the spelling bee, the whole garden, bees, insects, imagery is coming to mind. Somebody's getting recognition, getting medals, getting awards. I feel like, you know, if you have been coaching people, they're getting a lot of success too. So you're diligently coaching them or teaching them or showing them how to do something, and they're doing things properly. And you spend a lot of time. You spend a great deal of time nurturing, caring for, tending to a situation or a person, and in particular, if you deal with children. And I feel like all your hard work is paying off. Not only are you receiving like thanks and, you know, gratitude from the people that you're helping, but you're seeing their success, and their physical success is like a testament. It's something that's measurable. It's something that's concrete. It's something that exists in the physical world. You're able to see it. You're able to experience it, and you're able to, you know, finally get that confirmation that I'm doing the right thing. I'm on the right page. People might have told me that, you know, it was just a thankless job, but you're starting to see that no, it's not just a thankless job. There is merit in it, and I'm going to continue on my path and not have to doubt my intuition anymore. Honestly, I do feel like when it comes to finances, there might be some repairs that are needed in your home. I don't feel that it is catastrophic. Okay, this is something that you still have time to plan for, and I feel like car maintenance as well as roofing, foundations, exterior. I'm seeing of a physical, like an apartment, a house. If you own property, if you own boats, if you own like cars, I feel like things that might be needs to be maintained, and I feel like it's coming as a surprise. Okay. And so try to save up some money, shift some money around. Okay, Five of Pentacles, feeling this situation where there might be financial lack. Okay, I feel like you might need to shift some money around in order to make ends meet, in order to make do with the repairs, the maintenance, the unexpected expenditures that you might not have properly planned for. So I do see this element. This card came out here with the King of Pentacles as well as the Four of Cups. So I feel like there's a relationship partner in your life who is no longer experiencing that emotional connection with you. They're distancing themselves, or you're no longer feeling the passion in this relationship. You might be distancing yourself. I feel like they really still love you, and the relationship needs some work. There should be some shifts in the way in which you communicate, and there should be as well fixing, you know, that can be done, tweaking that can be done in this relationship. But I feel many of you might be financially linked up with a person, and you're also contemplating as well, you know, if we were to separate, what's going to happen? So I do see discussions or even thoughts about, you know, assets being divided between two people. Should we continue on the same course? Who's going to get the house? Who's going to get the kids? So there's some thoughts racing through your head. Like, is this something that's possible to do? Am I going to be financially okay if we were to divvy up our assets? How are things going to look for me if I don't have this person in my life? So I feel like you're going through the motions. You have thoughts about it, but I don't feel like you're executing and implementing these things. Okay. So it's not like you're going to see a lawyer and talking and ask them questions about your financial future. I don't see that, but I feel like you have been thinking about it. I do see an element here of temptation. Okay. Temptation outside of a relationship. And this could be from your end, or I feel it's coming through